Hello everybody, I'm Rob Hill with Total Wine & More, and I have the pleasure of standing here with Mark Carpenter, the brewmaster of Anchor Brewing Company out of San Francisco. Mark, it's great to be with you.
Well, thank you very much.
And now you have recently just celebrated 40 years with Anchor Brewing, right?
That's correct, that's correct.
That's really unbelievable. Now, are you planning for another 40 years?
No, I think I'm going to start to slow down a little bit, but I'll tell you something. It's gone so fast, it's unbelievable. It's just truly unbelievable. As you get older, you'll see that. The years just start rolling by. The day I walked in and asked Fritz Maytag for a job, and he hired me, that was the luckiest day of my life. It's been a fabulous, fabulous career.
Now, had you brewed prior to?
No,
Wow.
I'd worked for 9 years after I got out of high school, and I was looking for a change. You have to keep in mind this was San Francisco, and this was the 60s, and there was a lot of alternate lifestyle things going on. And I wasn't all that happy with my job. I was doing okay, but I looked around and I'd taken a tour of the Anchor Brewing Company, and I thought, what a fun place to work. Well, if not permanently, temporarily, well, I figure out what I'm going to do with my life, and so I'm still figuring it out.
That is cool. So what was your first job in the brewery?
Well, brewing, the first day on the job, at that time there was Fritz Maytag, there was a secretary, and there were 3 other guys. And so and we had a 57-barrel brew house, and we only put out that first year about 1,000 barrels of beer. So we only had to brew about once a month. And so when we brewed, we all brewed. When we bottled, we all bottled. And if we filtered, we all filtered. So it was just an unbelievably perfect environment for learning about beer and brewing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was really a fabulous opportunity.
Now, at that time, you were brewing just one beer, right?
Anchor Steam.
Okay. And that's obviously, everybody's heard of Anchor Steam. It's a fantastic beer, but you brew some other beers today.
Oh, yes.
How many beers?
Well, we're probably up to about 11 now if you count the one-offs and the seasonals and whatnot. Quite a variety, and so many of the ones that we have done over the years have been the very first of their variety in the U.S., and some have been widely copied, but it's all great beers.
You really, one of the, if not the first American craft brewery.
Yeah.
So you've
the
been
first.
paving the path the whole way.
Yes.
So
yes.
all of your beers are your children, I'm sure, but do you have a favorite?
Well, Anchor Steam.
Okay.
Because it's 90% of what I drink. That's what we had when I started there, and I just love it. So I drink the others, but boy, Steam beer is like I say, probably 90% of the time.
So what's your newest beer?
Our newest beer that we have back here right now is our Breckles Brown, and this is a brown ale. We're using the Citra hop, which is an unusual hop that was recently developed as an aroma hop, and that's unusual in itself. Most hops were developed for other reasons. And I know the man who developed it, and we were talking to him about it, and I asked him to send me some, and I tried it. We have kind of a simple test we used to see what the aroma is going to be. And it passed with flying colors.
It has a citrusy character,
yes,
doesn't it?
Yeah, it was just a fabulous aroma, I thought. And so then the only question was, what beer do we develop around it? And years ago, we did a brown ale that I liked very much. And so we kind of modified that recipe. We used the Citra hop, and we came out with the Breckles Brown.
So what is the name, Breckles?
Breckel was the first brewmaster at Anchor Brewing Company. He bought a brewery that was there before and became the Anchor Brewing Company, and Breckel was our first brewmaster.
So it's a new beer, but an ode to
the old name.
past.
Yeah, exactly.
Ode to the beginning.
Exactly.
That's really cool. So we're actually here in Washington, D.C., and what have you done while you've been here?
Well, we've done a radio show with Bill Press, and we've done a few events at the various beer pubs around town, and it's amazing, the beer culture here, the number of draft handles you see at these various bars. It's really impressive. And also the number of breweries. Keep in mind, when I started with Anchor, there were, I think, under 100 breweries in the U.S., and now there's almost 2,000. With about 800-900 still on the way.
Yeah.
So there's lots of variety around. It's a wonderful time for beer drinkers.
And this is a great town, as San Francisco is, if you're a beer lover.
Yes.
As you say, a lot of tap handles.
Yes.
And a lot of people live here, of course, from all over the country.
Yes.
And so I think there's kind of that demand and expectation, too. And obviously Anchor has a big presence here.
I hope so,
Yeah.
and hopefully getting bigger.
Well, we know that you are. Congratulations again on your 40 years.
Well, thank
We
you.
hope that we have you at Brewing Beer out at Anchor for many more,
Well, thank you.
and it's been a pleasure.
Very good, sir.